Hello and welcome to Inside Iraq. I'm Jassim Azzawi. The recent provincial elections have injected a strong dose of hope into the lives of Iraqis and led many to believe that their darkest days are behind them. But a recent spike in violence has cast doubt over Iraq's future and has reminded people of their bleak reality. Political analysts believe 2009 may turn out to be a decisive year and will determine whether Iraq can make a clean break with its recent violent past. A lot will depend on the political wisdom of people like Iraq's Deputy Prime Minister Barham Saleh, our guest today, who is likely to play a crucial role in his country's ongoing saga.
A series of bombings targeting pilgrims on their way to the holy Shia city of Karbala last week broke the relative calm which Iraqis have enjoyed in the last few months. 60 people were killed and 200 more wounded in car bombs and suicide bombings blamed on Sunni political parties unhappy with the outcome of the provincial elections. The recent surge of bloodshed underlined the concerns raised by US military leaders that the situation in Iraq is still fragile. With official results of the elections due to be announced soon, there are fears that more violence will erupt amidst claims of fraud and vote rigging. Preliminary figures indicate that Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki's coalition is leading with a clear majority in Baghdad and southern Iraq. But it wasn't just the Sunnis who were unhappy with the elections. Shia religious-based parties such as the Supreme Islamic Iraqi Council, which has close ties to Iran, have reportedly lost much support. Observers say the intense rivalry among political parties and the unresolved disputes with the Kurds over oil-rich Kirkuk may reignite sectarian war in the country. This threat of renewed violence puts into question President Obama's promise of a quick exit from Iraq, as US troops prepare to hand over more responsibility to Iraqi security forces to meet the 2011 withdrawal deadline.
To consider Iraq's present situation and to have a peek into its future, I'm delighted to welcome from Sulaimaniya, Kurdistan in northern Iraq, Deputy Prime Minister Barham Saleh. Welcome to Inside Iraq. The situation in Iraq is a little bit complex. You know, this image that is coming out of Iraq is a little bit confusing. From one end, we see a tremendous success with the provincial elections, and then immediately we see a spike of violence, assassinations and bombings. Is Iraq out of the woods? Are we seeing the beginning of the end, or are we still in the middle of the tunnel?
Well, definitely Iraq's transition is still complex and one cannot take things for granted. I think Iraq, though, is definitely beyond the danger zone. 2 years ago, the country was being attacked by terrorists from all around. I think the security dynamics is fundamentally different, and the testament to that was the recent election, which was largely peaceful and democratic. There is a spike of violence because we know that Al-Qaeda and the extremists are trying their best to disrupt the calm and the stability that we have arrived at. Having said that, we cannot be complacent because we are fighting a tenacious, vicious enemy that stops at nothing in order to destroy this nascent democratic process in Iraq.
Since 2003, Iraq went through several elections. It has written an interim constitution and then a final constitution. In your opinion, is it time for Iraq to have a new social and political compact? Is the framework that governing the relationship between the governed and the government, is it valid, or does it need tweaking and it needs reform?
I would say definitely it needs reform. Yes, we have a constitution that was voted on by the overwhelming majority of the Iraqi people, and this is the beginning of the social contract that we aspire to. But based on the experience that we have over the last 4 or 5 years, there are certain flaws in the system, in the political system, that needs to be addressed. We spoke about the improvement in the security dynamics, which we must be proud of and we must celebrate and recognize. But at the same time, there are fundamental political issues that are unresolved. And unless we resolve those issues, my fear is that these security gains and the political progress that we have made so far could unravel. Iraq definitely needs a new political compact among its constituents that will assure power sharing and inclusive system of government that will make sure that there is political consensus, national consensus about key issues of government. We need definitely an oil law and a revenue sharing law. We definitely need to settle once and for all the issues of disputed territories for Kirkuk and those areas that are still unresolved. These are fundamental political issues that are yet to be resolved, and the political leadership of Iraq are called upon to do so before long, because we cannot take the progress for granted. We have to really demonstrate political progress, and we have to demonstrate to the people of Iraq that the new leadership of this country is serious about power sharing, serious about inclusiveness, serious about revenue sharing in a transparent way, and serious about settling these issues of disputed territories that have beset the Iraqi state for a long, long time.
In light of what you just said, are you saying that we have to go back to the drawing board and look at the Constitution in its totality and rewrite it? Or is it a question of just a clause here and a law here?
Well, the Constitution has modalities through which we could amend it and reform it. And we have also committed ourselves to reforming and amending the Constitution through the constitutional process that all parties have agreed to. The Constitution has to be a document that would respond to the needs of society. From my vantage point, the democratic federal characteristics of the Constitution are key requirements for the peaceful coexistence of Iraqis among Iraqis. But at the same time, I recognize there are elements in that Constitution that needs review to ensure, as I said, inclusiveness, to ensure power sharing, and to ensure that there are political solutions to some of these issues that Iraq are faced with today.
Barham Saleh, you are a unique politician in the sense that not only you are a deputy prime minister to al-Maliki, but also you are a very senior official within your own Kurdish party, the PUK. You are one of two deputies to the present president of the country, Jalal Talbani. So hence this discussion, this talk I'm going to have with you, I'm going to bear in mind that you are wearing two hats. Let's get into the politics of Iraq right now. Right, let's get into the politics. Right now, al-Maliki has emerged a very strong leader, and hence it is not surprising that people are calling for perhaps to tighten him up a little bit. We are talking about a plot composed by perhaps between the two Kurdish parties, between Alawi's people, and even the United Iraqi Alliance, that al-Maliki has become suddenly too strong for us, and perhaps we should get rid of him. People are calling him a dictator. I know it's very sensitive, being his deputy, but is there an attempt to contain the man?
Well, I can be very direct with you on this matter. I am the deputy to the Prime Minister, whom I respect and I work with. We have a mandate to work for the good of the Iraqi people, but it is quite possible that we have political differences of emphasis here and there.
How far?
And thank God Iraq is no longer what it used to be. I will tell you about it. I'm saying thank God that Iraq is no longer what it used to be, that the Deputy Prime Minister can speak his mind without losing his head. Definitely there is a debate about the direction of government and the way the government is going. There is those of us who seek a greater degree of power sharing and consensus building within the political constituencies of the countries. And there are serious debates in the country. There are serious issues about oil law.
Perhaps Barham Saleh does not represent the dispute. Some people say his behavior and some of his political actions are unconstitutional. The president, Jalal Talbani, he threatened to take al-Maliki to the Constitutional Court over the support councils.
No, I mean, sure, there is a debate. There are disagreements between the presidency and the Prime Minister's office, between the political parties. I'm not saying that there are not. But the important thing to note is that these debates are being handled within the constitutional process. So if the Iraqi parliament were to disapprove of what the government is doing, they have all means at their disposal to do it constitutionally. But I can assure you that the overwhelming majority of the Iraqi parliament and the political constituencies in the country recognize that this is a transition year, and we should not personalize the issues. This is not about Maliki. This is a larger debate about the character of the state of Iraq.
In that case, let me put it this way, Barham Saleh.
To support his government.
If there is a critical mass of political movements and party bosses coming together, for instance, the President Jalal Talbani, Masoud Barzani, Ayad Allawi, perhaps even Abdul Aziz Al Hakim, and there was a concerted effort in order to engineer a coup d'etat. Will you throw
definitively.
Hold on just a second. Will you throw your weight behind your party or with the Prime Minister?
Sure. Look, let me tell you something. I mean, this is, I am a member of a political party, and if the political party were to go in that direction, I will be part of that decision making, most probably. And if I don't like it, then perhaps I would have to choose another course of action. I can tell you there is unhappiness, displeasure at the government from different political parties. But has this displeasure moved towards a level where it becomes a coalition to unseat the government? I can assure you not. All parties that you have mentioned, ISKI, the two Kurdish parties, and Mr. Alawi's group and the others, the IIP, are all committed to working with this government to emphasize the package of political reforms. If you remember when we passed the strategic framework agreement with the United States a few months back, there was a package of political reforms that was voted on in Parliament. This package emphasizes the need for power sharing, emphasizes the need for inclusive government, transparent government, and this we insist on pursuing. And this is in essence a support for the government. This is the government for the people of Iraq. We do not want to personalize the issue as if it is to deal with one person as opposed to the larger issue of political order of the country.
Barham Saleh, thank you. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, I'm going to ask the Deputy Prime Minister about the problem of all problems, Kirkuk. Stay with us.
We tried to stop al-Maliki peacefully, but I think he's a dangerous man. He's dangerous for Iraq. He's dangerous for democracy. He's a second Saddam in Iraq. Kamal Kirkuki, Deputy Speaker of Kurdistan Regional Government Parliament.